we got some more hot takes to talk about that didn't quite make it into the MKBHD video, but that are still hot takes that were sent to me when I asked for them. Next up, we can talk about this one from Hey Pollock on Threads, who says, user-defined customization makes everything worse.
I picked some of these because they're like, man, I want to agree with you so bad, but I feel like I think there are definitely two sides to this camp. There are people who look at whenever Apple allows you to customize their home screen more, everyone's home screens get uglier. You've noticed that? Yes.
Like they used to all look the same and they looked fine.
Okay,
like,
but
whatever.
they also, the options they give you are horrible.
They give you
They're
like
all
tinting
horrible.
now. They give you like the ability to put the icons everywhere. They give you widgets. They start to let you do more stuff. And I've seen some of the worst home screens in the history of the iPhone in the last 2 years. So there's a valid argument for this, but also it gives you the ability to make everything better.
It's hard to ever want to take things away from the user, but I also agree that sometimes I'm like, that's yucky.
Look,
and I don't like it.
Be cringe, be free. That's all. Look, makes everything worse. It makes everything look worse. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I would argue that it makes it better.
Could you make
Have
the
you
argument?
tried liquid glass?
Oh yeah,
It's terrible. You can't use it.
that's not user.
But it's not customization.
Software.
It's
That's
not custom. They don't
Yes,
let
it
you.
is.
The only,
Fair OS.
the only thing that lets you customize is, do you want it glossy or do you want it like kind of not that glossy?
Yeah, you could change like when you do customization, make like the glass where they're all see-through and everything. Like you can't even tell what the icons are. That's from Apple.
I wouldn't say that's user defined.
Yeah, I think they're talking about.
That's like Apple's.
No, I know.
I think they're talking about like Android.
We're talking about like you get to pick.
because you're
the
saying
tint.
basically that Apple's direction is good.
No, it's horrible.
Well, that's what I was saying.
But the further you stray from a defined aesthetic, the more even worse you can make it.
That's a good point. If the base is bad
Yeah.
and then you let people color on top of already bad,
The floor is lower.
Yes, exactly. The floor drops out from underneath.
Yeah.
And like the ceiling gets a little higher because you can make it a little better. But like how many
exactly.
times have you looked at someone else's home screen on their phone and been like, ugh?
I'm happy.
every
for
time
them.
I look at Andrew's phone.
Okay.
What?
Maybe hot take, but like we need Uggo stuff. You know, we need stuff to be ugly.
You can't appreciate the beauty if you don't know what the
and
ugly
also
is.
Damn.
Then why are you hating on Labubus all the time?
because they're ugly. Dude.
Oh my god.
This is why. Okay, I honestly think this is the best one out of everything because it's just like it is the perfect amount of argumentative. Like
Labubus are not user defined. Labubus were defined by a designer who had awful taste.
But like, okay, think of
purpose.
a Croc, right? A Croc is just a blank, horrible looking shoe.
yeah.
Right? If you couldn't add anything to a Croc, it would just be like, wow, another ugly shoe, whatever.
Yeah.
But then you open up user customization to it.
Yeah.
How many Crocs do you think look better after customization or look objectively worse after you customize them?
Worse.
They all look worse.
Have you
They
seen
are
the Squidward
worse, but
Croc?
they are personal.
Agree. That's exactly what this is. It's user customized and it's personal, and that one person will feel it's better, and everyone else will go, we don't talk about
Who
these
cares?
Crocs,
It's
do
my
we?"
Croc. I don't care what you think about my Croc.
Kind of applies.
You can tell everyone on this podcast is form over function. Because there's so many people create, like, it's pretty obvious that all the user-defined stuff, even though people make what we subjectively think is ugly, probably works really well for them. And I shouldn't be putting them down.
Yeah.
But here we are on a podcast saying, just look at the screen one more time. Is that really what you want people to see?
You know what else?
But
you
they
know what
don't
else-
see it. You see it.
You know what else? What
Only
other
you.
user customization we need to get rid of? Car wraps.
No. Highly disagree.
I don't know, Marques.
Highly disagree. Especially because when the Cybertruck came out and they all just looked like a dumpster refrigerator, you definitely had a higher ceiling from being able to wrap that.
I was
Ceiling?
The floor, of
Ever
course, went
seen a
down.
wrapped Cybertruck
No, the
that
floor
looked
went down.
good?
I admit it. No, I have. I've seen lots of like gray and black and like other regular colored trucks that look better than the stainless steel dumpster that it looks like without the wrap.
But how is that different than the iPhone tennis ball phone?
Well, like putting a case on your phone, you're saying?
No.
No, the
Remember during
icons were-
when they announced the
I
icon
liked those
customization,
icons.
they were like, if you love tennis balls so much, you can make your own
Yeah.
tennis ball.
You can make
No,
your
it
own
was
screen tennis
just
ball.
like human beings do.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because it wasn't if you like, it was if the photo of your dog likes tennis balls so much.
Is that what it was?
It was. It took the color from a dog with a tennis ball in its mouth,
And it made them all
and it
yellow.
made them all yellow, which I kind of
It looked horrible.
Pretty hilarious.
Great.
Excuse you, it made them all limoncello.
I think this is a great take because we can probably all agree that user-defined customization always makes the floor lower.
Yes.
And sometimes it also makes the ceiling higher. But because the floor always goes lower, you can say, God, it's just worse.
But I'm also happy for the people living in the basement.
Yeah, do what you want.
I agree.
Do what you want.
Yeah.
Can we all agree that this is a great take because we kind of agree with it, but would never, ever want people to lose customization?
I can't publicly endorse that.
I will never, like, I
It's
will.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I, especially as like a kid, like an electronic needed to be customizable for me to enjoy using it.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
We're all probably sitting here today because we probably customized too close to the sun.
You know how much they've taken from us? You know how much they've taken from us?
do you know? I'm sure like at least 40% of the people listening to this podcast right now got yelled at by their dad because they changed the cursor on their home PC and gave the computer a virus.
100%. That's right.
Yeah. That Aeroglass theme on Windows XP went so hard.
Yeah,
Okay,
pretty
that's a good one. Well, we got another one from Threads.
Okay.
From JDWAYT.
A lot of these are threads because all the ones on Twitter were just like, crypto is not at its full potential yet.
Yeah,
dumpster fire.
I made the mistake of asking people to upvote their favorites, which I thought would make like the hottest takes go to the top. It actually made the coldest takes go to the top because it had the most people agreeing with it.
Oh, yeah.
So you had to kind of dig a little bit in Threads. There was plenty of like
Ask
just
on Reddit and then sort by controversial.
Exactly. That's the hottest. That's the real way to get the hottest takes.
to get it.
Okay, so this person on Threads says, I don't get why people are so upset that tech companies no longer ship chargers in the box. You do not need to get a new one with every new product. I still have and use the USB-C charger from my Nexus 6P. What are you all doing with your old chargers?
Yeah, agree. 100% agree.
Okay, so this is hot.
Hard disagree.
100% agree with that.
Really?
Hard disagree.
This is hot because, at least to me, charging has gotten way better in the last few years, and you need the new charger to take advantage
The companies
of,
that are shipping
Exactly.
like the 100-watt phones give you a 100-watt charger.
Agree.
They do.
Well, not even that. The new iPhone
Actually,
doesn't
that's
it have
valid.
new watts. What
40
is it up to 45 now?
45, yeah.
If you have the old charger, what are you gonna do?
That's actually valid. I think the ones that have changed the most in charging still include the charger.
Yeah.
And the ones that have changed the least in charging are like, you can use your old 6P charger and be fine. Actually, that's true.
Yeah.
Damn.
This,
I agree.
this is one of those ones where like,
100% agree.
I agree with this. It's one of where a company can make a statement saying this is like for the environment and e-waste, which I agree with. But I also think the alternative motive is it's
money.
more money for them. And so like I want to agree with it without giving them the credit of thinking this is some
Spinning it.
like some gift to us.
Yeah.
I think every new phone should not come with the charger, but should have a redeemable code. So if you really need the charger, and if you need it enough, you'll go out of your way to order it or go to a store and get it, you should be able to get it for free. And
That
then
would be
that
fire.
eliminates all of this debate.
If I ran a phone company, that's what I would do.
But you know what Apple would say? They'd say, we'd have to ship the charger in a box to you. And you know how much waste that causes? You know how much pollution that creates?
But it's for those who need it. You know? Tim Cook? I know you're trying to optimize your pallet sizes by shrinking the size of the phone box, but like only 5% of people are going to order that charger. It's going to be great.
I love that with the new Apple Watch. They were like, we can add 50% more Apple Watches per shipment. And it's like, so you're saying that's for the environment, but you're just saying we can sell more we can save more money.
Yeah. I think it's kind of interesting that when you buy music gear or a lot of audio gear, they never come with any like obviously they'll come with power cables, but there's no.
if it has like USB-C power.
Yeah, no, not even like if you buy like an audio interface, it won't come with mic cables. Or if you buy a microphone, it'll never come with a mic cable. You know what I mean? You're like expected to buy that stuff inside. And the reason I say that is because I was thinking about the most mad I've ever gotten unboxing a tech product, and it was when I spent over $1,000 on my Blackmagic Ultra Studio 4K, and it didn't come with a Thunderbolt cable.
I
to
recently
plug it in.
did that.
You bought a Blackmagic Ultra Studio 4K?
So similarly, I was having issues with my Apollo Twin with the old Thunderbolt 2 at home, and I finally upgraded, and I spent $900 on an Apollo Twin with the new Thunderbolt, and I opened it, and there was no Thunderbolt cable
What the
in it. And I was like, thank God I have a Thunderbolt cable right now. 'cause
And Thunderbolt cables are expensive.
It made me so mad.
Dude,
Yeah.
But then it's funny. It's like I've never bought a mic and been like, why no XLR cable? And frankly, I wouldn't trust a including XLR
I feel
I think that's exactly where the distinction is, though, because there are certain products that are expected to work out of the box, and there are certain products where everyone buying them is expected to customize it to their liking in some way, and you let them. Like a microphone, if you're buying a nice, expensive XLR microphone, that's the exact type of person who knows which which XLR cable, which
they
preamp.
have their brands they like.
or in length. Like
And length.
if I get an SM7B and it comes with a 3-foot cable, it's like
Yeah.
there's a 90% chance that cable is now waste.
Did the Game Boy
Now,
Color come with
I'm going to push
AA
back on that
batteries?
because since XLR cables have jack and pin or pin and hole different, like you can daisy chain them together. So
Is that what you would do if you then needed to buy a longer cable afterwards? Because like,
we have daisy chain cables in here.
yeah, but never mind.
Yeah,
Sure.
If you're getting mad at me about grounding or whatever, then you know that
You're
email.
too smart for this.
Question: Did the Game Boy Color come with batteries, like AA batteries? Or
so.
Because a lot of products that you buy that take batteries, which is not that many because most of them are rechargeable now, come with like generic, Amazon brand or whatever.
Yeah, that's fine though, because that's expected to work out of the box.
Well, if it didn't come with batteries, though, in like 1995 or
Then that would be
2000,
bad.
I agree that people shouldn't be upset about not getting a charger.
But I do think if you're buying a peripheral, $1,000 plus peripheral, and it doesn't come with a Thunderbolt cable,
yeah, that's different.
That's
we all
ridiculous.
have a million chargers, but we don't all have a million Thunderbolt cables.
Fair enough.
So
Still be mad
disagree.
still be mad at all the companies for pretending.
My
it's
mom has
green
one
initiative.
charger. Jess, my fiance, has one charger.
How?
We have 600. Regular people do not just have chargers lying around. Like they take them with them from place to place.
But regular people in the US generally, because of how carrier systems work, upgrade their phone every 2 years. So in the life cycle, even in an Apple life cycle right now, most people have a USB-C charger already.
Yeah.
So like I would argue regular people have a USB-C cable and brick.
One.
Counterpoint.
Yeah, and that's all you need.
I could not find a lightning cable in this office this morning.
Well, yeah.
That's because I threw them all out.
Really?
Yeah, why would we need a
why
lightning
would we
cable?
need lightning cables?
The trackpads.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll throw those out too.
Also, Max.
That's lightning? Oh,
yeah, it's
yeah. All right.
I would say that I agree with it. I'm not sure that it's super hot, but I do agree with it.
I think it's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Another take from Ross Han _1 on Threads. We don't need a third camera in phones 90% of the time.
Disagree.
First of all, I think it's a cop-out to say 90%. I think you got to own this hot take and be like, we don't need a third camera. But, okay.
Disagree.
He says we don't need a third camera 90% of the time. Why do you disagree?
Because sometimes I need long, sometimes I need wide, sometimes I need regular.
90% of the time, do you need all three?
Yeah. I
Okay.
think so.
Marquez, commit on your.
Yeah, I think I agree with this take 100%.
Yeah, Mr. Zoom Lens.
I would say the 90% is pretty accurate. I also recently, by the time you watch this, was working on my What's on My Phone video, and I'm a two-phone person. On my right pocket, I have my main phone, it's an Android phone, and on my left pocket, I have my secondary phone, it's an iPhone. And for months, I've been trying to make the iPhone Air my secondary phone.
Really?
Months I've been trying to do this. And the two things that always hold it back are the camera and the battery. I can overcome the battery because I'm maining the other phone.
Oh.
I can't overcome the lack of an ultra wide and a telephoto. I just can't. It's impossible. And the OnePlus 15 I'm maining also has a pretty bad camera, so I'm just without good cameras, and that's just too much for me.
You're apparently not alone, because the reason that they are shifting production away from the iPhone Air is because the lack of the second camera is making people not want to buy it.
Yeah.
I think more than the battery.
Wait, I thought you got 9 cameras with the iPhone Air.
You've got the equivalent of 27 focal length cameras.
All anecdotally fight back. I was so excited that the Pixel 10, the base versions have 3 cameras now because they haven't. Every time I take a zoom or an ultra wide picture, I hate it.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad.
It's just so bad.
But if you didn't have those cameras, wouldn't you be more mad?
I think I would be upset that I don't have them because I wouldn't be able to take the picture and then realize I'm never going to use that for anything or really look at it.
Every time you zoom and it's like, dang, this is not that good of a zoom photo. Mm-hmm. If you didn't have that zoom camera and you zoomed, it would be an even worse zoom photo and you'd be more mad.
Yeah. Unless you give me a good zoom lens because you got rid of the third lens.
So you just want two.
Just give me two.
No ultra wide.
3. Yeah, I'll. Who needs
two
an ultra
zooms?
wide?
You're saying
an ultra wide is just for fun.
You know, it's funny. There's like a generation where I think that totally changed. I saw I think it was an Instagram reel, but it's probably TikTok, where there's a kid holding his phone, and then there's a photographer who's doing like this really high end sports photography.
I saw that too.
And the kid goes, "Yo, switch it to 0.5x," and the guy has a 70 to 200, and he's like, "No, I can't. What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Man, there's no 0.5. This thing sucks." And he's like, I can't talk to you."
I mean, if he was at 140 mil, then he could just switch it back to 70 and say it was 0.5.
Yeah.
I like the ultra wide. It is a fun lens. But as far as like the one that I need every day, I need a regular lens just to like quick take a picture. Mm-hmm. And then I need a good zoom lens so that you can see things from far away, even if it's not a good picture. Just like
it's a tool.
For memory. Yeah, as a tool. Like I need the lens.
In my opinion, the 0.5x is the most pointless camera.
I have two specific thoughts. I think anytime I'm trying to take a good photo, I definitely get them out of the zoom way more than the ultra wide. Mm-hmm. But anytime I'm trying to like functionally like take an ultra wide because I need it for this photo, it's never about the quality of the photo, but that's when I need an ultra wide. I can't fake an ultra wide like I can with a zoom.
Right.
So
yeah.
Also, the ultra wide is objectively hilarious on the iPhone.
It is bad.
I want them to make a 0.2 camera. like why stop?
Yeah.
Even
just put an Insta360 in a
360 cam.
Yeah, 360 cam.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. I think this is a reasonable take. It's not particularly hot. I think we all kind of agree with it. But if they'd gone all in and said we don't need 3 cameras, that would have been pretty spicy.
True.
All right. Next take. Dennis on Threads says, wireless charging is overrated.
You still on that?
I can't believe
we still talking about this
because it's right. Because it's correct.
It's not right. Wireless charging is incredible.
It's awesome. It's overrated. Is the specific quote?
I don't think anyone
it's underrated.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I will defend this take.
I love losing heat.
You'll defend this take.
I
love
overheat.
Spending 45 watts to get 27. I
recently received, as part of my employment at this job, a channel sponsor, channel partner, Ridge portable battery bank.
Pretty incredible.
Because of my phone, never leaves my side. In fact, it is glommed onto the side of my phone like a remora.
Nice.
And
I just love that your iPhone mini has to live with something twice the size of it all the time.
It literally looks like a barnacle. It's so funny. That being said, now that I'm charging my phone all the time, I have seen how inefficient wireless charging is because I can either choose the wireless charger or the built-in lightning cable.
Yeah.
And I thought I was like, oh yeah, it's just like a little less efficient, no, it is like I can it's the difference between, I'm gonna get these numbers wrong, but it feels like the difference between being able to charge my phone twice, like dead to full on the wireless versus like 6 or 7 times with the lightning cable. It's like now it got to the point where I actually feel bad when I charge my phone wirelessly like that because I'm like, I'm wasting this battery, I'm wasting this lithium, I'm wasting electricity.
I'll counterpoint 2 things to that.
Yes.
1, your phone f***ing sucks. Like, why are we comparing it to a phone that dies 4 times in a single day? That, of course, it's not going to be beneficial for that.
Got it.
2, I don't think anyone is wireless charging for efficiency. It just becomes the placeholder on a desk or a nightstand. It is a thing to just rest a phone on and happens to be charging.
Yes.
And at any point I can just pick it up or put it down without having to undo a wire that is now hanging on my desk or nightstand, falls underneath the bed, falls behind in all my cables.
Like I have one of those mats on my desk at home that has the wireless charger built in. And like while I'm working at my computer, I just have my phone on it and it just happens to be charging it. Otherwise I'd just be sitting there. Right. And yes, I could like I guess get a cable and do
God
that.
forbid.
No,
It's
this
just
is my
sitting
thing.
there.
Well, this is my other thing
Menacingly.
that Ellis didn't say, but the most. Sorry, I'm amped up about this one. I think it comes from like 4 trivia extravaganzas ago, where it was like, what's things you need in a phone, and wireless charging wasn't on it, and I'm still salty about it. But everyone's always like, it just takes 1 second to plug a phone. It's like, we are in the tech space where literally every single thing we do is to shave milliseconds off of things. I'm sure the person saying you can just plug it in also bought a 5090 so they can play old school RuneScape. Like, we are at a level of
I am also the person that
overabundance.
said recently that the best product Apple has released in the last 5 years is standby mode,
which is part of MagSafe.
which is a wireless charging feature. So I get that I'm being a little hypocritical here.
I mean,
but I think overrated
Cool.
is acceptable.
I just don't think that many people rate it.
I think
Maybe.
a lot of people
Besides me.
underrate it. People like to hate on it.
Yeah.
I overrate the out of it, maybe. But
I think people rate it because when a phone comes out that doesn't have wireless charging, it's like a knock on it.
That's the
true.
main thing. I think I'm hypothesizing that this person who is saying wireless charging is overrated does not have or use wireless charging.
Agreed.
And I think once you have the convenience of wireless charging and then you get rid of it, then you're like, I actually really like wireless charging. But if you never have wireless charging, you look over at the other side of the fence and you're like, just plug it in, bro. It's overrated.
Yeah.
That's my hypothesis about this.
Yeah.
Anyway,
On my bedside table, I love when I officially stop doom scrolling and go to sleep 4 hours after I was meant to. I can just like lean over and drop it and then fall asleep instead of like, where's the wire? It's over here.
well, you need the magnets to line up.
Yeah, but it's MagSafe. So it just slaps it.
That's why MagSafe is also
Don't
because
have
then you
magnets.
never have the
How do they work?
yeah.
Takes me away. When I put this phone on the charger, I go,
I mean that there is a case, right, that has Qi ready.
yeah, it's a pain. It's
And your house shakes a little bit. And
yeah, and then I wake up and it's 50%. Dang it.
That is old one.
if that was the case,
Yeah.
then yeah, maybe it's overrated.
Fair enough. Hey, thanks for watching this clip. I just want to give you a quick reminder. Make sure you hit the subscribe button before this channel reaches 1 million subscribers, because I heard that once it hits 1 million, then they just shut the door and you're not able to subscribe anymore, and that'll be a real bummer if you were left out. So make sure you get in now.
It's an exclusive club.
It's very important. And I think as of right now, it's free. I can't guarantee anything about the future, so.
It might be market price later.
Like the shrimp.
Like King Crab.